So here's a fun little project. It's an older window, one of my clients with an older house. And you can see we have a complete tab here, but the spring is completely missing. Okay, then you come over to the other side. Now the spring is here, but the tab is missing. Now these are old style windows. I assume you could probably get these parts on a website somewhere. And but not here. We're going to actually try to repair this just using some stuff I have around in the shop. Starting off, to remove these, obviously that one did not have a spring, but if you actually have one of these, there is a little pin. When you press this pin down, and I'm just using the tip of my utility knife, this guy will, trying to do this one-handed, but yes, it should pop and you'll be able to remove it. And let me just do that real quick. Okay, after you pop that little pin, the unit just kind of slides out. Here, we'll put it on the bench here just to show you what's going on. So this is the inside, and you can see all it is a spring, and there's a little bitty pronger deal on there, and that little pronger deal fits into that groove. I'll show you here. We'll just do it on the outside. It'll fit in that little groove and kind of make a, spring dealie. And then obviously the spring sits into this little groove here. Now, this is the one we have to fix because it's missing the piece. So what I'm going to end up doing is we're going to try to get a spring replacement with a little cam, and I'm going to show you what I could do to make that. And we're going to actually put the whole working unit together on the one side, and then we're going to do the fixed side basically on this side. So let me show you my plan on how to repair this. Okay. So here's the plan. Now, when you flip both pieces over, and they're a mirror image of each other, you can see that they have this goofy little dog bone shape. So, I am going to make that little dog bone shape, and we're going to glue it in to this one. I'm going to use some, give it a little bit of a relief cut to make this taper, because this taper is thin. At least to get this little guy. Now I'm just going to use some leftover scrap aluminum I have laying around. And you guys probably remember this from the wheel project. And I'll just have to shape it, put it in there, throw some epoxy just to hold it in place, and it should be just fine. Now for the spring, this is what I'm going to do for the spring. I'm going to grab a screw, and I'll be able to thread it into one side of the spring, and then I can recreate that head out of the screw head. And this is probably not the screw I'm going to use. Now, you go to a Home Depot and you can get a box of random springs. And it looks like I probably got something in here that'll do the job just nicely. Okay, after a bit of time with the files, the dog bone was made. And I didn't go all the way into this cavity over here because there's a little notch. You can see I had to thin the blade a little bit out so it fits, and then you can see there's a little groove in here. This thing actually locks in real nice. I probably don't even need to epoxy it. Now as far as the spring goes, found a spring, great size, found a screw that works, and if it'll focus, sorta, you can see I made a little tip that kind of matches this tip. Again, just a little fiddle farting around. Filing, took a screw, screwed it in there, so this is nice and locked. Now I'm going to pop them both in, and you'll see see how it looks. All assembled, a little bit of lube on them. Works good. Going over to the one that's been repaired. I did go ahead and throw some epoxy in there. Works pretty good. If you come down in here, if I can turn the flash on, you can see the hook doing its thing, kind of like this hook doing its thing. So yeah, fun little repair. Spare parts and some file work.